If you bet against the New York teams, you're making a lot of money.
Yeah,
over
and
the last several
the
days.
Mets were up 4-0 going, or 4-1 going into the 8th inning yesterday and blew it.
I had Atlanta. I was kind of remember that was the
Atlanta
play
was the play though.
Well, I don't know if it was the play,
It was
but
the play.
got lucky enough to win it.
Atlanta big favorites here tonight. A lot of big favorites. Colorado actually won the other day. It was the biggest
baseball's
underdog.
crazy.
Biggest underdog to hit in the last 5 years.
Wow.
They were plus like 300 and something. They won, 7-0?
They played against Atlanta, right?
They were huge, plus 300 and some. That team was minus 400.
Colorado, it's funny you say that. They've won 3 straight games in a row, playing a deadbeat Washington, who's lost 10 in a row. I mean, something got to give there. One team's lost 10 in a row, and they're making Washington a pretty heavy favorite in this game, minus like 165.
Yeah, it's dropping though. It's like it's 150 on some sites now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right here.
How can you bet a team, guys? Think about it. Whether you like it or you don't like it. I don't really care if you like it or you don't. But how do you bet a team that's lost 10 games in a row against probably the worst team in baseball who's won 3 straight games
That's a
in
game
a row?
we do not bet on around these parts, I think. I think we
mean-
could all agree. I think all 3 of us can agree on
We
that.
talked about that game yesterday, St. Louis and the White Sox, man. There was something fishy in that game last night. They were only like 120, 130 favorite. They ended up whipping them yesterday. We got to talk about those fishy games over here, Teddy.
Yeah.
Some weird lines out there that just simply do not make sense in some of the baseball matchups.
Well, look at this one tonight. I mean, Atlanta, should they be 180 against the
the
Mets,
Mets?
even though the Mets have lost 4 in a row? I wouldn't be jumping on them just to grab a price to say, oh, I got a good team like the Mets, so let me grab 160 because they should beat a team like Atlanta who's up and down. I don't know about that one. Atlanta's playing a little bit better right now. They're finding ways to scratch and claw where the Mets are giving up games. They lost 3 in a row to Tampa. And last night they gave, like Teddy said, blew a 4-1 lead and lost in the extra innings.
This line looks to me like they're begging people not to take the Braves. Like they just do not want any money on the Braves. Do you agree with me? The
What
odds
do you mean
makers.
what do you mean they're begging you?
I think the odds makers do not want people to bet the Braves.
Well, you got Chris Sale, who's dynamite. We know he can pitch as good as anybody when he's on, and he's going against Blackburn, who's nothing comparison to Sale. So you got to give a huge advantage. And the way Atlanta's been playing a little bit, and the Mets are on a downfall right now, losing 4 in a row. That's nothing in a long season. But the way they've been playing, they were playing really consistent before they've got into this 4-game slide. So I could see this line being high, but this is real high. I think they extra padded it, like you said, to scare people off the game.
Real high.
Yeah.
Like real high. Yeah.
Because if they made this game 150 or something, there'd probably be a ton of money more on Atlanta than the Mets.
That's
Like
what
a
I'm
big-
saying.
big
That's what I'm
amount.
saying. If this
Yeah.
game was 140, 150, everyone would be betting Atlanta. When the line starts to get past that 160, 170, 180 mark, people lay off.